Alright, this infinity tweeter is a very hairy job here in every aspect of the word. When I initially looked at this, all I could see was fibers. And I'm pretty good at finding like 36, 38, 40 gauge wires. I've been down that road before. But I honestly could not find a wire in those strands of fibrous material. So I tried putting heat on it to see if I could burn them off, and of course it didn't burn off, and I kind of knew those fibers weren't going to burn off. So then I kept looking at it and thinking, oh my, this is going to make a real turn for the bad here in a couple of seconds. I couldn't even see a filament wire in those strands under 10 times magnification. You know, so it ended up breaking off right down here, and it was like I thought. There wasn't even a conductor in the strands, which I could see the strands coming up to about here. The conductor was actually down here, broke off pretty much flush with this surface. So I think at this point, to mess with this any more than what I have is going to be asking for a disaster. It's just going to be an absolute disaster. And I'm certainly not going to buy a new tweeter for something that I knew better. Because when I was tugging on it that hard, there was a red light coming on inside my head that said, you're asking for trouble. But there's the tweeter, we got it back. So I'm just kind of thinking, what's the best method to alleviate buying a new tweeter sometime down the road? I'm pretty certain that I'll never ever take these cabinets apart again, but I certainly don't want to put one of those fast-on terminals back onto that. It wouldn't matter how much I epoxied this surface here. There's no way this tweeter would stand up to being wrenched, literally wrenched again, to pull one of them fast-ons off of there. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to epoxy this side that didn't break. And all that is on here seems to be hot melt. And I think that was some of the issue. Hot melt just doesn't do the job. So there's hot melt around this edge. And it looks like hot melt down here. So it's really no surprise that it broke off. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to put the fast on back on this terminal. I'm just going to go ahead and solder to this terminal with a wire, and then I'll just do a butt splice and cut the factory terminal off coming from the crossover, and just butt splice these. That way, if it were ever taken apart again, you wouldn't have to have a new tweeter on standby, because it's definitely going to break. There's no room for give or take in this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to solder a wire onto here, butt splice it back into the cabinet, and that's about all I can do. But got the tweeter. The tweeter will go now. So here's what I would recommend doing. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these at hand to do this. I'm just sitting here thinking about it, and I just don't like to do work like this. I just really don't, but it's really the best I can do right now. I just went ahead and epoxied them, and I didn't want to tie anything too big to this point here to put more strain on it. So I just used a piece of 24. The best way to do this, I was going to say, if you were to take your cabinets apart and want to safeguard yourself against possibly creating a problem like this, what I would do would be to get some insulated fastons and take, let me see, where's the tweeter here? What I would do is, once you pull these off, if you're going to do the inside of the enclosure with acoustic stuff or polyester fiber or something, what I would do is, once you hopefully successfully get these pulled off, I would go ahead and cut these stupid things off. Or you could possibly get an insulated male faston to mate with these. And that way you could put insulated fastons on this side and insulated fastons on the wires here. That way it would alleviate you from disconnecting the fastons from the speaker terminals. That's the way that would make the most sense to do. And I'm just thinking here, I don't know if I've seen insulated fastons that are the same width as these small ones. I know they make them in 1/4 inch, but I don't know about these. But by the same token, if you're gonna solder 2 wires onto your tweeter and then terminate them into fastons, it really wouldn't matter, because you could just simply cut this one off and put 1/4 inch fastons on both lines, and that would make sense to do that. So that was just my thinking here on how to alleviate such a thing from happening. I hope I've taught you something today. I appreciate you watching. Have a nice day.